18 months. That is your runway. $2.3 million in the bank, $127,000 leaving every month, and a product that works on Tuesdays and Fridays and not reliably on any other day. Your lead investor's last message was 3 days ago. You have not responded. The clock does not care. It never has. It was running before you started the company. It will keep running after. Nobody told you the whole game is just keeping the clock from reaching zero. But it is. It always was. Level 1. The idea. You are 27 years old. You have $14,000 in a checking account and a problem you cannot stop thinking about. Not a solution yet, just the problem. You write it down at PM on a Tuesday in a notes app you will never look at again. Then you write it down again on paper. You are still employed. Your employer does not know what you are doing between PM and AM. You use their laptop for the first 3 weeks before you feel too guilty and buy a $900 refurbished MacBook that takes 40 seconds to open Chrome. The currency here is hours. Not money, not traction. Hours. Every hour you spend on this is an hour you are not spending on the thing that pays your rent. You feel this trade constantly. You make it anyway. You talk to 14 people about the idea. 3 tell you it's interesting. 2 tell you it already exists. 1 sends you a TechCrunch article from 2019 about a company that tried this and failed. You read it twice. You keep going. The rule at this level, conviction without validation, is either stupidity or genius, and you will not know which for at least 2 years. You quit your job on a Thursday. Your last paycheck is $3,400. You move it to a separate account and label it runway. It lasts 11 weeks. Level 2. The ask. Your first investor is your college roommate's father. He writes a $50,000 check at a kitchen table in Westchester while his wife asks if you want more pasta. You say yes to the pasta. You say yes to the check. The paperwork takes 6 weeks because neither of you knows what paperwork is supposed to look like. You raise $340,000 total. 8 people. 3 of them are family. 2 are friends who can afford to lose it. 1 is a former colleague who believes in you more than the data warrants. The other 2 you found through a mutual connection at a dinner party and closed over email in 72 hours because they make small bets on people they like. None of them have a board seat. None of them have pro rata rights. You didn't know to negotiate those things. You will care about this later. The money feels enormous. You hire 1 engineer. You pay yourself $48,000 a year. You move into a 2-bedroom apartment with the co-founder and call the 2nd bedroom the office on your website. The currency now is product. You need something to show, not a business, a thing that works. Your investors do not understand the technology. They invested in you. That is a different kind of pressure. You build for 7 months. You launch to 200 users. 43 of them use it more than once. You put this number in a deck and call it early retention signal. Level 3. The institutional check. The seed round is $2.1 million. A small fund you cold emailed 8 times over 4 months. The partner who leads it is 34 years old and has made 3 investments that returned the fund. He speaks in frameworks. Customer acquisition cost, lifetime value, month-over-month growth. You learn to speak the same language before the 2nd meeting. The term sheet takes 11 days to negotiate. You hire a lawyer. The lawyer costs $12,000. You did not budget for this. Now, you have a board. 2 seats, 1 for the lead investor, 1 for you. The 3rd seat is a mutual observer that nobody fills for 8 months. You have a board meeting every 6 weeks. You prepare a deck the night before every time. This will not change. The currency has shifted. It is no longer hours, and it is no longer product. It is metrics, specific ones, monthly recurring revenue, churn rate, net promoter score. You learn to forecast. Your forecasts are wrong by 40% in both directions, and nobody is surprised because everyone knows early forecasts are fiction, but you are all required to produce them anyway. You hire 6 people. In 4 months, 2 of them are not right, and you know it by week 3, and wait 4 more months to do anything about it because firing people is something you have never done, and the anticipation of it is worse than the event. which is itself bad enough. The rule at seed: you are not running a company yet. You are running an experiment with the payroll. Level 4: the machine vote. Series A is $12 million. Sequoia: the process takes 14 weeks and involves 9 partner meetings, a full-day diligence session with their operating team, 3 reference calls you do not know are happening, and a final partner Monday where you are not present, but your fate is decided. The term sheet arrives on a Wednesday at 4:17 p.m. You read it 4 times before calling your lawyer. You now have a lead investor who has seen 400 companies at your stage. They know what the next 24 months look like before you do. They do not tell you everything they know. This is not malicious. It is structural. Their job is pattern recognition. Yours is execution. The relationship works best when both parties stay in their lane. Your board has 5 seats now. 2 investors, 1 independent, 2 founders. Decisions that used to take a conversation now take a meeting. Meetings that used to take 20 minutes now take 90. You hire a chief of staff to manage the calendar that now manages you. The currency is growth rate, week over week, month over month. The number your investors watch is not revenue, it is the slope. A company doing $800,000 in MRR growing at 15% monthly is more valuable to them than one doing $3 million growing at 4%. You understand this intellectually before you feel it in your chest during a board meeting where the slope has been flat. For 6 weeks, you lay off 3 people to extend runway by 4 months and reallocate headcount to the 2 growth channels that are working. The 3 people find out on a Tuesday morning via calendar invites that appear at a.m. You were advised not to give advance notice. You follow the advice. You tell yourself the cuts were necessary. You are right. Level 5: growth at all costs. Series B is $47 million. The round closes in 2022. The lead is a crossover fund that also holds public equities. They value you at $310 million post-money. The number appears in a TechCrunch article 6 hours after signing. You did not authorize the leak. Nobody did. It happened anyway. You have 94 employees. You will have 180 by the end of the year. You are hiring a VP of sales, a VP of marketing, a head of people, and a general counsel in the same quarter. Each search takes 10 to 14 weeks. Each hire costs between $28,000 and $45,000 in recruiter fees. You approve these numbers in batches. On Sunday nights, the business is working. Revenue is $11 million and growing at 9% monthly. But the cost structure is growing faster. Your burn rate is $2.1 million a month. Runway is 22 months. This sounds like a long time. It is not. The currency at this level is not growth rate anymore. It is efficiency. Revenue per employee. Gross margin. The ratio of what you bring in to what it costs to bring it in. Your investors begin using the phrase unit economics in every conversation. You have been using it for 6 months, but now it has a different weight. A competitor raises $90 million and cuts prices by 30% in your core market. You have a 4-hour emergency board call on a Saturday. No decisions are made. 3 action items are assigned. 2 are completed. The rule: at Series B, you are no longer building a product. You are building a machine that builds a product. The distance between you and the thing you made is now measured in organizational layers. Level 6: the late stage bet. Series C is $120 million. Tiger Global leads. The diligence process is 11 days, which is fast, which means they are not diligencing the business. They are diligencing the market size and the growth rate. If both numbers are large enough, the rest is a bet. Your valuation is $900 million. You are not yet a unicorn by $100 million. This bothers no one except you. Briefly, at a.m. on a Tuesday, you have 340 employees in 6 cities. You have not met 70 of them in person. You have a chief revenue officer who runs a sales organization of 80 people that operates largely independent of your involvement. You review the pipeline report on Mondays. You approve quota plans once a year. This is your relationship to the engine you built. The board has 7 members now. Meetings are quarterly. The prep materials are 60 pages. You spend 12 hours preparing them and 3 hours presenting them, and the board spends most of its time on for slides. Secondary markets exist for your shares. Early employees are quietly selling. Some of them are selling because they need the money. Some because they believe the valuation has peaked. You do not say this at the all hands where you announce the round. The currency is no longer efficiency. It is optionality, who you are to the market, the strategic value of your position, whether you are an acquirer or a target or a future public company. These conversations happen in rooms you are sometimes in and sometimes not. Level 7, the paper billion. The growth equity round is $230 million at a $1.4 billion valuation. You are a unicorn. The press release goes out at a.m. Eastern. Your phone produces 340 notifications in the first hour. You read none of them. The investors in this round are not venture capital. They are hedge funds, sovereign wealth funds, a single-family office whose principal you have spoken to once. They do not take board seats. They want preferred liquidation rights and 1.2x participating preferred. Your lawyer negotiates it to 1x non-participating. You sign on a Friday. Your personal stake on paper is $190 million. On paper, you have sold $4.2 million of secondary into prior rounds. That money is real. The $190 million is a number attached to a share class that has not yet been tested by a transaction. You have not taken a vacation of more than 4 days in 6 years. You do not think about this often. When you do, you set it aside. The company has 620 employees and operates in 11 countries. Your CFO manages a finance organization of 22 people. Your legal team is 8. Your executive team meets weekly for 90 minutes and makes most of the operating decisions that used to live with you. Your job now is 3 things: capital allocation, talent at the top, and the narrative. The narrative for investors, for customers, for employees, for the press. You are the chief narrator of a story that is still being written. The rule at this level: you are no longer inside the machine. You are the machine's public face. The machine runs with or without your direct involvement. This is what success looks like. You are still adjusting to it. Level 8, the public company. The IPO prices at $34 a share. You ring a bell. There are photographs. Your employees who have been with you for 4 or more years see their options vest into something liquid and real. One of your first engineers, who took a $40,000 salary cut to join you in year 1, sells $2.2 million of stock in the first open window. You know this because she tells you. It is the best conversation you have that quarter. The stock opens at $41 and closes the first day at $38.7. Analysts initiate coverage. 3 buy ratings, 1 hold. The hold analyst writes that your valuation implies 11x forward revenue and the growth rate must sustain at or above 30% annually to justify the multiple. You read the report twice. You are now accountable to a constituency you have never served before: public shareholders, people who bought your stock on a Tuesday at p.m. through a brokerage app and have no idea what your product does. Their expectation is expressed in a single number that updates every 15 seconds during market hours. The quarterly earnings call happens 90 days after IPO. You read from a script that legal has reviewed 4 times. You cannot say 14 categories of things. You say the approved things. Analysts ask questions. You answer within the boundaries of what you are permitted to say. This is the conversation now. Your burn rate is gone. You are profitable. Operating margin is 11%. The board considers this acceptable. The market considers this acceptable. You consider it proof that the machine works. You have 1,100 employees. You interact directly with perhaps 30 of them on any given week. Your schedule is managed by 2 executive assistants. You travel 14 days a month. You sleep on planes. The people you trust number fewer than 8. Your social world has compressed to other founders, investors, and board members. Conversations are useful or they are short. You do not say this. You do not need to. It is simply how the calendar fills. You are 36 years old. You have been doing this for 9 years. Level 9 the loop. Somewhere in a city that does not stop, in an apartment with one window and a desk that faces a wall, a 26-year-old opens a notes app at PM and writes down a problem she cannot stop thinking about. She has $11,000 in her checking account. She has a job she is about to stop showing up to fully. She has told 2 people about the idea. One said it was interesting. One sent her an article about a company that tried something similar and failed. She read the article. She is not deterred. She does not know yet that the game is a clock. She does not know about cap tables, liquidation preferences, participating preferred, or what a down round does to employee morale. She does not know that the lead investor in her Series A will know the outcome of her Series B before she does. She does not know that success will cost her the ability to have a conversation that is not in some way useful. She will find out. The Notes app saves automatically. The clock starts. The machine takes another step forward.